If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. Of all things, I liked books best. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born. I do not think you can name many great inventions that have been made by married men. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Our virtues and our failings are inseparable, like force and matter. When they separate, man is no more. Life as an will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. We crave for new sensations, but soon become indifferent to them. The wonders of yesterday are today common occurrences. Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. The ultimate purpose is the complete mastery of mind over the material world, the harnessing of human nature to human needs. Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation, and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. The individual is ephemeral, races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. Great moments are born great opportunity. It's not the love you make, it's the love you give. Inventors don't have time for married life. So astounding are the facts in this connection that it would seem as though the Creator himself had electrically designed this planet. Marconi is a good fellow. Let him continue. He is using 17 of my patents. Most persons are so absorbed in the contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what is passing on within themselves. But instinct is something which transcends knowledge. We have undoubtedly certain finer fibers that enable us to perceive truths, and logical deduction or any other willful effort of the brain is futile. Most certainly, some planets are not inhabited, but others are, and among these there must exist life under all conditions and phases of development. The carrying out into practice of a crude idea, as is being generally done, is, I hold, nothing but a waste of energy, money, and time. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on invention. It is the most important product of his creative brain. When natural inclination develops into a passionate desire, one advances towards his goal in 7 league boots. As I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies. One may feel a sudden wave of sadness and rake his brain for an explanation when he might have noticed that it was caused by a cloud cutting off the rays of the sun. It is not in the shallow physical imitation of men that women will assert first their equality and later their superiority, but in the awakening of the intellect of women. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still far from this blissful realization. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on invention. These are only new devices for putting the weak at the mercy of the strong. One has to be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Deficient observation is merely a form of ignorance, and responsible for the many morbid notions and foolish ideas prevailing. My belief is firm in a law of compensation. The true rewards are ever in proportion to the labor and sacrifices made. Merciless is the law of nature, and rapidly and irresistibly we are drawn to our doom. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.